Thank you all so much for coming across the world for us. It means the world to us. We couldn't love you all more. You're all like family to us. And coming from an only child, that should mean a lot to you. It does. Yeah, I just want to say thank you, but here's Jake.
Yeah, thank you all for coming again. And, we know it takes a lot to come here to take off all your jobs and your businesses, and it really means a lot to us. So let's celebrate and have a good time.
Kay and I would like to welcome you and thank you for coming all the way to Positano for Ashley and Jake's wedding. A special thank you to Jake's family, his mother Sharon, his stepdad Jeff, and to his twin sisters Jackie and Jenna. Wednesday, January 24th, 1990, the day Ashley was born, was the best and scariest time of my life. Kay had been in labor over 18 hours before Ashley, with the help of a forceps, decided to make an appearance. It was not pretty, but I was so happy and felt so proud as I cut the umbilical cord. Our life would never be the same. It was forever changed for the better. Kay always mentions that weekend I chose not to go to the annual Super Bowl party, but instead chose to stay home with my newborn daughter. Ashley, as a young child, tended to be a leader. During elementary school, Ashley would often plan what her and her girlfriends would do during recess. One day, one of the friends asked Ashley, "How come you always get to decide what we're going to do?" Ashley answered, "Okay, today you get to decide." After some thought, her friend replied, "I don't know, Ashley. What do you think we should do?" Ashley answered, "See, it's not easy being the leader." Ashley has many good qualities besides being a leader. To name a few, she is confident, intelligent, loves a challenge, and really cares about her friends and parents. It doesn't hurt that she has her mother's good looks. But Ashley isn't perfect. She has just a few odd tics. When she was little and we would visit friends or family, the first thing she would ask is, "Do you have a vacuum cleaner?" And if the answer was yes, she wanted to know where it was and if they intended to use it. We found out later that she is very sensitive to certain sounds, and still is, which many of you already know. I know I've been scolded more than once for loud breathing, loud chewing, and even for humming a song on the radio I didn't know the words to, but I couldn't love her more. During these past years, we have spent a lot of time with Ashley and Jake, and I feel I've gotten to know Jake pretty well. I see his patience, his competitive side, his adventurous nature, his good sense of humor, and most of all, his love for Ashley. So when I received the phone call asking me if he could marry my daughter, I was so pleased and excited and quickly answered, "Of course." So Ashley and Jake, now that you are married, I will offer you this advice. Men and women think very differently. It's true. Women are from Venus and men are from Mars. So communication is essential and compromise is a must. Listen to your partner's needs and wants, but also keep your marriage fun and adventurous. And Jake, last but not least, don't hum a song on the radio you don't know the words to. Now let's toast to Mr. and Mrs. Housley as I wish them a long and happy life together. Salute!
Perfect. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Sharon. If I hadn't met someone here, I'm the mother of that handsome groom right there. Oh, I can't cry now, right? It's too early. So, handsome groom Jake over there. My heart is overflowing with joy. It's been a challenging 2 years to present with COVID shutdowns. You guys, I just didn't think this was going to happen. With world events and other setbacks, but by prayers and in my heart, I knew that this day would happen. For Jake and Ashley, look around. Isn't this just spectacular? I mean, it's just beyond words. Okay, it's just beyond words. And I wrote this before I came here. And now that I'm here, it is just beyond words. I can't explain it. So thanks everyone for your long travels, your commitment and witness to this beautiful ceremony. Sorry, I'm really nervous. Right, also. Okay, I gotta. Okay. I asked God, how did I get so blessed to have a son like Jake? To have him call me mom is priceless. As I considered on what to say today, I remembered that this was the day I prayed for. Every mother wants their child to be happy, and I couldn't be more happier with the choice of life partner of Ashley Kay. We love you so much, Ashley. Instead of having twins, I now have triplets. You are a part of our family, and I couldn't be more proud. Thank you for loving my son. Jake, I want you to know how proud your dad and I are of you. The first role you had in life was my baby boy. You are the sweetest blessing in my life. When Jakey is what I call him all the time. He had little blonde hair, it would spike up, and his hair turned black one day. But anyways, when Jakey was a little boy, he had this big black cowboy hat. And he'd put it on, and he'd wear these little black cowboy boots. And sometimes he wouldn't wear shorts. He'd walk around with his little underwear, and he'd wear his black cowboy hat. I don't know, Ashley, does he do that now? I'm not sure. He might have it in his bag, you never know. Okay, he loved to dress up and play out these characters. Jakey wanted to sleep outside one night. We lived in Egan, and we had a fire pit. Garrett knows. I think he fell off the chair in our fire pit one time. Anyways, so we had a fire pit in our backyard in Egan, and Jakey wanted to pitch a tent when he was like, I don't know, 3 or 4. He goes, Mom, I want to sleep outside like the cowboys. So we made a fire, and he says, Mom, I want to sleep outside. So we pitched a tent, and we slept outside. I mean, Jake was simple, like Ashley says. He's just these simple pleasures are just so funny for Jake. He just loves them. Jake always was fond of the outdoors. When he was only 5 years old, he wanted to go to Alaska with his dad. And so when Larry would go to Alaska, he would be gone all summer. I'm like, Jake, you're only like 5. You can't be gone all summer. I'm gonna die with these twins. I can't be doing this alone, right? So Jakey went to Alaska with his dad, and he helped him commercial salmon fish for the first time. And they netted a great big king salmon, and it was huge. And he's only 5 years old. I have a picture of it, and he's holding it up. And it was like it weighed more than him. So anyways, that was a special memory. So in preschool, Jake had really fun play dates with neighbor kids named Stosh. Remember Stosh, Jake? And Ben DeLevo, you remember Stosh? And Kevin Peterson. They would have these little play dates together. Dinosaurs and Power Rangers. Do you guys all remember Power Rangers? I think you're all in that era. Power Rangers were a big thing. And then in about 4th grade, Jake and Kevin went to Boy Scout camp. They discovered this drink called High Five. This High Five drink, Jake and Kevin kept drinking it. And they drank way too much of it, and it resulted in very unexpected events. You can ask Jake later what happened. Okay. Jake played on almost all the team sports you could sign up for. He wanted to play this, he wanted to play that, lacrosse, hockey, everything, everything. So anyways, we had a lot of mini-mite tournaments, high school hockey tournaments, including a lot of fun road trips, tournaments. We discovered how to dress warm in those cold rinks, and now Ashley has to dress warm in those cold rinks. So there you go, Ash. Also, the Xbox tournaments with Ben DeLevo, Tom Stromback, Isaac Coleman. These guys would come over at high school, and now these kids are big and they eat a lot. And they come over and they play these Xbox tournaments. I'm like, what's going on here? These cords were everywhere. We're tripping on these cords, and they're all playing these Xbox tournaments. But those were such fun memories. So throughout Jake's high school, he received very high academic awards because he was really smart. And we could never figure it out because he never brought home homework. And he got these A's. He had A's all the time. And Jackie was like, how does he get A's? He doesn't study. I don't know. We all don't know how we got the A's. But Jake, you'll have to tell us how we got the A's. So thank you, Jake, for your discernment and making right choices in life. Your hard work ethic, study, and dedication bringing you into the man that you are today. You are the rock of our family. You held us up when times got challenging, Jake. You are my hero. You truly are, Jake. Your twin sisters adored you. When they were in first grade, they would both stand by the front door and they could barely wait until you returned home. They would see you coming up to the front door and they'd literally jump up and down, the twins. And they would say, Jakey's home, Jakey's home. And they would jump up and down with so much joy. And those were the precious memories that I hold in my heart. Jake loved his twin sisters. He always protected them. I would always watch over them. He tried to balance his time. I asked Jenna if I could say this, but sometimes he would hang around Jackie too much, and then Jenna would get jealous. Whatever. You just couldn't balance it, and it still happens today. So Ashley, your support. So I go over to Jake and Ashley's house, and I've never seen a couple that would work side by side with their big stupid computers. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? And they're working. And they have like the YP investors, and she does her hair thing. And I'm like, they work together daily. I mean, I don't see Jeff very much. He works at home, and I go fly away. It's like, I can't imagine. But I can't imagine working daily side by side every day. Every day together, you guys do. And that's amazing. And to me, that you guys made it already. You made it. And you make such an awesome team. Not to mention your fun jar, Ashley. Ashley has a fun jar. And you make life just light and happy with just the little things that you do. I just love that about you. So God whispered in both your ears to pay attention to this love. This is the love of your life. You may have struggles and tough times, but remember the Lord is at your hand. Just reach for it. Keep him in the center of your relationship. And may your life be loved every day like it was your last. Cherish, support each other, becoming each other's best friend, and look fondly on this day because you remember it as the best day of your life as it is mine. And probably for all of you guys, it's just been great. So Ashley and Jake, TM. I guess that means I love you in Italian. Did I say it right? TM? TM. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, lift your glasses to the new Mr. and Mrs. Housley.
I think everybody knows me here, so I'm not going to introduce myself. But hello. There is not enough cheese or types of cheese to get me through this, so we're going to try. I want to start by saying how thankful I am to be here with all of you tonight, celebrating the love between our Ashley and Jake, who, by the way, both looked damn good today and tonight. I first met Ash 17 years ago when I joined the dance team as a freshman at John Marshall High School. It was then that our friendship began, mostly over cheese pizza in Greg and Kay's basement. Over that 17 years, we have been on more than a dozen vacations together, so it only seems right that your wedding has brought us to the beautiful city of Positano. As you all can imagine, 17 years of friendship means we have made a lot of memories together. I can't look at you. And lucky for all of you, I need to at least attempt not to sob through this whole thing, so I'm going to keep it short. Trying to come up with a story or two that sums up our friendship is nearly impossible. There were many qualities about Ashley. that I wanted to highlight in my speech. Her creativity, ambition, optimism, fun energy, beauty, hair, weird obsession with the number 24. But the only quality that I kept coming back to, and why I believe we're best friends, is her thoughtfulness. That, and the fact that I don't make any noise when I sleep. She is always the friend to send a sweet text message sending her best wishes before you have a work event, holiday, or vacation, even if you told her about it like months ago. She celebrates her friends' successes genuinely, no matter how big or small, without envy. She truly is everyone's biggest cheerleader. She will even curl, color, or braid your hair if you ask her really, really sweetly and repeatedly. One story in particular that represents both her and Jake's, actually. Thoughtfulness and love for their friends happened a few years ago at Steve's cabin. I was eating popcorn and naturally throwing it up and trying to catch it in my mouth at like 2 a.m. when a dog that was also at the cabin also wanted the popcorn and punctured the bottom of my jaw. Ashley so graciously offered, everyone else was like, you're fine, we'll tape it, it'll be fine. Ashley looked at it and she's like, you're not, no. So she drove me to the ER like over an hour. Her and Jake both did, and Steve, who was asleep, but we woke him up. We were there for hours. And while we were there, actually, she drove like a sweet old lady home who didn't have a ride because she had been treated in the ER. Anyways, it was hours, and I never once heard a complaint or any like negativity about it. But also, it was kind of her fault because she brought the popcorn out. I feel so lucky to have you, Ash, as a best friend, and I'm so grateful that you chose me back. I am as equally grateful that you brought someone as kind, genuine, and loving into our lives as Jake. Jake, you are one of the most selfless, hardworking, and fun-loving people I know. Your excitement for life is infectious. I know that you will do everything in your power to be the best husband to Ashley. Whew. Jake and Ash, I love the way you two love each other. You are the true definition of a team, a unit. Your relationship is one of equal partnership, mutual respect, and endless love. As you both know, life is bound to throw you curveballs. Remember to keep your heart open, share how you feel, and weather the storm together. I wish you both a full life of adventure and love evermore. Everyone, please raise your glass and help me cheers to Mr. and Mrs. Snookle and Snoopy Housley. They're nicknames for each other, in case you don't know that.
And so I'm Garrett, and I think with some luck and love, I get to be Jake's best man. You'll find this throughout this story, but this is a classic tale of a romance, of opposites attract. Not Jake and Ash. Me and Jake. Mostly. So Jake and I met over a decade ago in Duluth. At the time, he was going to school for much harder things than I. It was referenced earlier, engineering. I was going to school for pretty much beer drinking. Business school, as they call that. But we were almost opposites. When I first met Jake, I lived with 5 women, and that's probably why we hung out. I had tattoos. I had my ears pierced. I'm a basketball guy. He's a hockey guy. But you know what? When I found Jake, right away, I knew he was determined, he was loyal, he was fierce, and my God, did he have a temper. Which I've never been on the wrong side of, thankfully, to this day. And there was me, a loud extrovert. But what we really found in common was we liked a social outing, we liked a good party, And we both had a little competitive side in us that we like to show off. And through this time, we had many, many good times. Probably times that were too good. I go back to our Halloween parties, my bachelor party, that time we were supposed to have a one-day graduation party that turned into a week. You ran out of money. Then Sharon showed up to bring you home. You had my clothes on. It was, nonetheless, we had a good time. But as years passed, Jake and I got closer. And all I saw was his resolve got stronger. His determination got more precise as he became the entrepreneur he is today. His loyalty more fierce. You heard it. He loves his family and his friends. And at the end of the day, Jake just loves people, period. More than anyone I know. And so with all this, you have to assume who would be the woman that Jake's going to be with. Well, I got to sit front seat to that through a third wheel perspective, a couple first dates he wanted me to come on with, a couple times where we just went to the bar and Katie bartended. But she kept watch to see if we liked the girl Jake was dating or just meeting, frankly. And I quickly knew it was going to be no small feat to find the woman that was going to make him equal or even more impressive than he is. But thankfully, I was at that bar, and you referenced it, Ash, that night before he went to Alaska. And I didn't know then that it was a done deal, but there was potential. Which brings me to my second inclination of opposites attract. These two. Jake's a carnivore. Ash is a veggie eater. You're a creative. He's an engineer, black and white. But also, just like Jake and I, they found commonalities in all the same traits Jake has. Ash is beautiful. She's determined, she's loyal, she's fun-loving, and just fun in general. And this creates a perfect balance of opposites between these two. They can work together, as everyone's mentioned, but they can also be equally themselves and work separately. And so as this couple grew and our friendship grew, it became a family. No more evident than the day they got engaged. Jake enlisted I and Katie to help them out, and I had something I needed to ask them too. I needed these two to be the godparents to my daughter. And we needed Ashley to get dressed up. And she did not want to get dressed up. And so we finally goaded her. Jake told, hey, you need to get dressed up. They're going to ask her to be Max's godparents. So we got her to the Walker Arts Center, and the proposal happened without a few hiccups. But it happened. And so now that you guys are official, I'm so happy to be able to tell Max that her godparents are legit, under God, a couple. And honestly, I'm just going to leave you guys with just a little bit of advice. Keep it fun. Find time to laugh with each other, at each other, and with good company. And as you guys raise your glasses, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of something I maybe put together, maybe heard a few times, but as years go by, remember why you're here. Here's what brought you two together: the good times, the healthy struggles, and the people who love you. Remember that. Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Gary. That was amazing.